Lamont obviously basically rebuilt the roster.
Yeah.
Just how do you think it's all coming together, kind of the off-season workouts, and two, who do you like at point guard right now?
Yeah, it's really, I like the group that we've assembled at this point. So I think we had an emphasis on experience, on skill. If I look back to 2 seasons ago, those were the 2 areas that I thought we excelled. We were, we had a bunch of close games. We had a lot of games that were close this last year. And 2 years ago, we won a bunch of those. I think a lot of it was because we did have a little more experience in situations like that. And then also from a skill standpoint, just as a group, I think we wanted to improve our overall skill. And so I think we've addressed those concerns and situations, and looking forward to the group getting here in the beginning of June, first week of June. They'll be here. We brought in a lot of guys that can handle the ball. Michi Johnson's coming back. He will do the bulk probably of what we're doing in terms of from a point guard spot. That's one thing that he's looking forward to do. He'll also play off the ball. We've got some other guys. We're bringing Eli Ellis in, who has had the ball in his hands and made decisions consistently. You look at another guy like Mike Sharam-Johns is another one that is extremely capable as a ball handler. And so, I think it'll be a lot of guys that can do it. Those 3 guys will probably be the ones that would bring the ball up in a scenario that you would say, hey, he's running the point right now. But a lot of things that we do the decision maker ends up being the guy that actually didn't bring the ball up. And so I think there's a lot of value in having a multitude of guys that can make plays and make decisions, and capable offensive guys, but also unselfish offensive players too. So
obviously Cam Scott coming back. How would you assess kind of his first year, and then what do you want to see from him in the offseason to get ready for another year?
Yeah, Cam's a young player, not unlike the vast majority of young players. He's improving and got some things to work on, and so I think he believes that we are the staff to help him get there, and we believe that also, and we believe that he can get there, and I'm excited about this next step in his journey. It's just a funny world we live in. It's way different than 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago. But I think everyone else has all these expectations as to what it's supposed to look like for a 18-year-old guy playing in the best conference potentially in the history of basketball. But Cam did a good job. He was very coachable. He's a great teammate, tremendous teammate. I can't say enough about that. Even with he had some successes and he had some challenges, and even throughout the challenges, he was an incredible teammate. I can't say that enough, and we live in a day and age where that's not the case, and so that speaks a lot to who he is as a person and how he was raised. His parents obviously have done a tremendous job with him, but just growing, getting stronger, getting more confident in the things that he does well offensively, the natural progression of a young player. I said to them, and I'll continue to say it, Frank Kaminsky was a National Player of the Year. A lot of players that were playing that year. He was a National Player of the Year. And as a sophomore, he played 10 minutes a game. It's just, he's a young player in a very tough league, and so he's just continuing to grow.
How much is Cam and Michi part of this new era of college basketball where you're re-recruiting your guys, or in Michi's case, a former guy, to come back? Is that just where we're at in terms of college basketball and the transfer portal landscape now?
Yeah, I think, so you build a team, I think in honesty, you're looking 365 days is what the future is. If you're really looking at projecting future, it's 365 days. And then I think you would like to have everyone stay typically, but it's just changing. The world is changing as we know it, and I'm not being critical of that. But I just think you have to expect at the end of the year, you have to take an inventory of who is going to be back and who is not going to be back, and then you make your recruiting centered around what those decisions are. But I just think that's where we are in 2025. I'm not here to criticize that. It is what it is. And so my responsibility has always been to help these young men develop as players and as people. And so you realize that it's 1 year is about all you're guaranteed to have to do that. And then you have a plan for 2 years for guys that have 2 years of eligibility. You have a plan for 3 years for guys that have 3 years of eligibility. But I think you have to focus on the one season that you have with these guys to try to address weaknesses, to try to improve as a player, and beyond that, it's just you have to there's always some questions.
So guys, run out of time.
All right.